mental health in social media. So, starting off with a question, how many hours a day do you think you spend on social media? Well, an article published by CNN says that we spend on average about 45 minutes to an hour and a half on social media. But I think that as a group we can collectively agree that we spend a lot more time on social media than even reported. So going further into that, it's said that teenage girls spend about 30 more minutes on social media per day than boys. Now this is because they reportedly get more enjoyment out of the social media. But why is the time we spend on social media so important? Well, social media can do us harm. Social media can cause mental illness, self-esteem issues, provide a platform for cyberbullying, cause physical strain on our bodies, and cause psychological issues. So, teens need to take action against social media. We don't want any of those negative effects from social media to have a long-term impact on our society as a whole. As we grow older and our generation becomes more influential in the lives of younger people, we don't want to pass those negative traits down. So, teens taking a stance against social media will drastically affect the quality of life in teens. It will decrease mental health issues, it'll increase self-esteem, it will decrease bullying, and keep our bodies healthy. So, social media and mental illness. Social media causes many mental illness. It ties into the influence it has on our mental state. A lot of social media causes anxiety. That's one of the bigger ones. A lot of our anxiety derived from social media comes from things like our posts, where we wonder what will be said about it, who will like, who will comment, who will interact with it, and why. What is their opinion on what we said? Going further into the mental illness aspect, according to the Child Mind Institute, an array of studies show that teens and adults who spend a lot of time on Facebook, Instagram, etc., different social media platforms, show a 13 to 66% increase in reported depression. Now, frequent use of social media can also lead to sleep deprivation. The more time you spend on it late at night, the more strain it takes on your eyes, the harder it just is to sleep. So, sleep deprivation can also cause many of these mental illness issues. But moving further, relating to the mental illness aspect, self-esteem issues. Now, a constant comparison of yourself to one another can really harm your self-esteem. It can cause your body image issues to further if you already had them. So, a self-esteem issue can lead to a lack of confidence, depression, and suicidal tendencies. That constant reminder that you aren't the top of the line on your beauty standard can really lead to issues on how you view yourself and how you view yourself in your relationships. So, moving on to social media and bullying. Cyberbullying obviously being the method of bullying someone via the internet. Amanda from the UGA Mary Frances Early College of Education stated that a lack of responsibility for pressure on the internet causes bullying without consequences. The anonymous factor of being on the internet really creates a sense of no negative repercussions. You can say what you want, you can make people feel how they want without worrying about how it's going to affect your life. You're not going to feel the same amount of trouble because people aren't reporting it as much. They don't know exactly who you are. If you are contacted by somebody in a different country, it's going to be much harder to identify them, even to report the issue. Now, people tend to be more critical online than in person. Online, with this anonymous factor, then you're creating a communication where it doesn't really matter. You're meeting somebody new online, you don't know them personally, you don't know how they feel about something, so you have that room, the ability to be able to say what you like. You can be very honest online without having a negative effect on the relationship because it's just a form of communication. Now, social media does take a physical toll. However, it's not a long-term physical toll as many people think. Prolonged cell phone use can lead to health issues such as the Tet's neck, which I'd say is probably one of the biggest long-term issues. Tet's neck being damage to the spine after overuse of cell phones. It's a curvature in the C-spine, which is your cervical spine, which causes pain and inflammation in your neck, which can be very serious. Now, less long-term issue, more short-term, is social media and an increased technology use can increase feelings of fatigue. The more you use social media, the more effort you put into it, the more tired you can feel. The more time you spend in these social interactions online, it can really take a toll on your overall ability to communicate throughout the day. Now, eye strain and eye pain is a big one. A lot of that affects your sleep, and sleep is very important for your overall health. So that one can be a very big aspect in terms of your physical health and social media use. Also, headaches. Headaches are a big one with technology use because a constant use of technology is going to give you a headache, and that can just overall impact your ability to critically think throughout the day. So social media and how we think. Why is social media a big determinant of how we think about things? Well, social media sway how we think, inadvertently or directly. We use social media for things like our political information. Any political bias inside political information on the internet can inadvertently affect how you think about a topic. If you're learning about a political issue and the news source that you are using really sways one way, you're just going to inadvertently pick up on the little things. It's going to sway the way you think. Overall, it can affect your time management. The use of social media itself can affect how you use your time. If you find it more worthwhile to spend time on your phone than do homework, it can really be detrimental to your time management skills. And then it can affect our outlook on life. How optimistic are we? Do we see things on social media that really bring us down and really show us how bad the world is right now? And it can really affect how we view our lives individually. Now, what can we do to save ourselves from these issues? What can we do to stop ourselves from feeling the negative effects of social media? Well, teens can slowly cut down on social media use. By doing this, you're going to decrease your time on social media, therefore you're not introducing these effects into your life as much. Teens can collaborate with one another to reduce social media use. Just the social aspect of social media can really work together to stop feeling these negative effects. If collectively as a group we stop using social media as much, then we have a support system in place.